But let's get right into it. I mean, right at the top of our rundown, we're talking about the Tigers and how many games they're out right now. I believe there are 7 games out right now from the division. Correct me if I'm wrong.
4 games out.
4 games now.
4 games.
I didn't do a little. I should have done my research about that today. But do you think the Tigers have a chance today to, or not today, but this season to get the division?
Yes, I'd say they have a chance. I'd say that's fair, only being 4 games out. I'll be honest, do I want them to win the division? I mean, sure, it would be cool to get a playoff game. I mean, they get 3 home playoff games if they win the AL Central Division. They get treated like the 3 seed. But, like, as a baseball fan, I'll be honest with you, I hate divisions. I think they're stupid. And, like, let me get it to you this way. Let's say the Tigers do win the division.
Yeah.
Are the Detroit Tigers the 3rd best team in the American League?
No.
Well,
by no means.
If they win the division, technically they have they're the 3rd best team because they're the 3rd seed in the playoffs. So if it was up to me, I'd just get rid of divisions and take the 6 best teams. But as a Tigers fan, I mean, sure, it would be great to see them, make the playoffs, but it also does feel a little tainted because if I'm being honest, if they make the playoffs over teams like Toronto, the Angels, Houston, all these teams that are better than them and have better records than them, it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels cheap, honestly. So it's like, yeah, will I be upset if they win the division? No, but I don't know. I'd rather have them actually earn it, and it just wouldn't feel right to me if they have realistically the 7th or 8th, 9th best record in the American League, and they're the 3rd seed.
I mean, regardless, whoever wins this division is gonna be the 3 seed. I mean,
Yep.
Guardians aren't number 3. Twins aren't gonna be number 3. I highly doubt the Royals or the White Sox will be winning this division. But to even say, like, with just Detroit sports in general, I mean, we've had sucky years after sucky years, and I think this and the Lions is gonna be one of the first times that we can, like, we as Michiganders can be like, hey, one of our teams is about to make the playoffs. I mean, we were like that for the Lions, but look, it's summer now. Lions didn't make the playoffs, but now we are looking at the Tigers and all their injury problems and all their current roster problems. And as a baseball fan, I'm kind of excited to, how exciting the downtown Detroit will be if the Tigers made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but they are 10 games under 500. But like when you said getting healthy, to me that is their chances. If they do get healthy, maybe they can crawl back up to 500. But just, I don't know, it feels like an uphill battle right now. I don't know about you. Like 10 games under 500 right now. Do you really think they can get back to 500?
I mean, 10 games, and we haven't even hit the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? So there is, I mean, the thing is, we need to have Riley Green back. All of our pitching core. I mean, we just had another guy go down today.
Yeah, Reese Olson.
So we have to get a lot of our stars back before we even think about it. But I think this opportunity that we've had for the Tigers is showing that more guys are stepping up to the plate. Torkelson, specifically, who we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show, has really stepped it up. I mean, I heard a lot of people already considering him a bust.
Yes, I mean, to be fair, though, he's still an under league average hitter, for being honest. And
oh, totally. I'm not disagreeing with that. But it's exciting to see him actually start to be better than
there's
he
progress.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a young guy, so.
Yeah, and I think there has been significant progress this year. It just, to me, it's consistency because, like, he started the month of June, was on absolute fire, then went on, like, a ridiculous cold streak, and then I think he has 3 home runs in his last couple games. So I think it'll just be a measure of consistency with him. Mm-hmm. But that's been a positive sign. Listen, like, I'm not saying I don't care if the Tigers make the playoffs, but to me, I want the Tigers to win a World Series. So I'm more concerned with the long term. And making the playoffs this year, yeah, it would be a fun story, but I'm more concerned with the long-term health of this team and following storylines like Riley Green, like Spencer Torkelson, like Cole Keith, and just, tracking their progress. To me, that is more important than winning a pathetic division and getting bounced in the first round.
Hey, man, I've said this for a very long time. Bad teams benefit from bad divisions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Tigers are really showing it, but do I think they're going to get bounced first round.
I mean,
They're probably going to get swept realistically if they make the playoffs.
I mean, it is baseball. You never know in the
True.
playoffs.
I mean, Red Sox, weren't they a couple of years ago like an underdog and made it to the NLDS?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Washington Nationals were the wild card team, and they beat like the 100-win Dodgers in 2019 and then won the World Series. I mean, they were by no means a favorite to win the World Series. So you never know, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but like, do you still think the Tigers are going to be sellers at the deadline? Because to me,
oh yeah, 100%.
So you think they can sell and still win this division?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you got players that are really playing real good so far this season. Eduardo Rodriguez, I mean, he's had his ups and downs. Shout out Lucas Klotz, who's currently stalking us.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And shout out the Heavyweights gang. We're currently at Woodward Sports. If you're tuning in, we're just talking about some Tigers at the moment. But, you know, I think we could sell a lot of the guy. I mean, we're clearly can't get rid of like Javi Baez because he's
nobody wants him.
He's worth nothing right now. Yeah. Do you think we get rid of a lot? I mean, who do you really? I agree that we're going to be sellers, but who do you think realistically we're going to get rid of?
Get rid of literally anybody you can, not named Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Tarek Skubal. Yeah, like the young guys for the future. Literally everybody else. Eduardo Rodriguez, all the relievers, Alex Lang, Jason Foley, Jose Cisnero, Chasen Shreve. Get what you can for them. Package them together. I mean, Matt Boyd just went down with injury, so he's off the list.
Another one.
Yeah, Michael Lorenzen, another guy. Package these guys together. See what you could get for Eduardo Rodriguez, Lorenzen package. See what you could get with Eduardo Rodriguez and Alex Lange packaged together. Package these guys together and really try to revamp this farm system. So, yeah, pretty much any veteran that is not really going to be here. And listen, I get Alex Lange and Jason Foley have a lot of years left to control. They're still fairly young, but, you know, the Detroit Tigers, they need guys that can produce offensively. They need pitchers at the top of their starting rotation. I don't see the point in keeping these relievers. So I would trade your relievers. I'd trade your veterans. Just basically keeping your eyes. Even like Zach McKinstry. If there are teams interested in McKinstry, I would even move him too.
And McKinstry's been a great player. I mean, yep. CMU grad, homegrown. I mean, kind of. Is he from Michigan? I'm not sure, but I know he went to CMU.
Yes, I think he's from Michigan. Did you know the guy Anthony? Oh, I don't know how to say his last name. You know what I'm talking about? Anthony He pitched a couple days ago. No. Oh, so
I didn't. Obviously, it was a Rangers game.
Yeah, so he went to the same high school I did. So that was.
Oh, really? That's sweet.
But yeah,
I don't got a lot of people from my high school.
Yeah, he didn't pitch that good, but hopefully he'll be back up, and we'll all be rooting for him.
I know Bo Brisky's coming back pretty soon.
Yes, that'd be important. Skubal, they just got Manning back. Manning looked pretty solid. That was good
Matt
to
Manning,
see.
I heard played really good. But I mean, going into our next topic, talking about Nick Maton, designated hitter. I mean, we were, in my opinion, I was really excited about getting him, and then he just doesn't really produce. I don't know if it's just the curse of the Tigers or something.
Well,
but,
yeah, I mean, he's still young, and I do think with that Gregory Soto trade, I think it helps that Matt Vierling has been so good for the Tigers. I mean, Matt Vierling's been fantastic in the month of June. I think he's hitting over 400. I know he had a couple more hits today, so that does help with that trade. With Vierling being as good as he has been. But I mean, Maton, like, he's still young. I don't really expect him to be our starting second baseman or third baseman of the future. I don't know. What kind of would upset me is like Jeimer Candelario, not bringing him back, because
you think we should bring him back?
I thought we should have brought him back in the offseason. I mean, he will be a free agent after this year, but I think like Maton was kind of the replacement for Candelario.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, isn't Candelario doing pretty good on the Capitals? Or not? That's hockey. Nationals.
Yes, he's been really good, and they're probably going to trade him at the deadline, and they're probably going to get something decent for him. So I mean, that's a little upsetting to see. You know, we're not going to go over all the moves Scott Harris made, but he did obviously part ways with a lot of guys, and Candelario was one of them. And I mean,
Candelario, Willie Castro, Harold Castro.
Yeah, I mean, Willie Castro's been okay. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Harold Castro kind of played pretty well in my opinion last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's been okay, but I think Candelario is the one that would upset me. Like, I still think we won the Joe Jimenez trade. I think we won the Gregory Soto trade still.
What about the Michael Fulmer trade?
Neither team won that one. I mean,
who did